and welcome back to Scottish Independence Podcasts. We've got a bonus podcast for you this week, which comes from the fantastic event that was held on Saturday, the Believe in Scotland March and Rally in Edinburgh. While I was filming the march walking past, Marlene was busy chatting to people waiting to get started, so we thought we'd bring you those conversations and also a few of the speeches from the rally. And you can, of course, watch all our video coverage of the event on our YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in the notes. So, hope you enjoy it.
So here we are, just near St Giles. People starting to gather. That Piper's been there forever, though he's not. He's here for the tourists. So there's a man I recognise.
Hello everybody.
Yeah.
An independent land.
I know, that would be great, eh?
Good morning and a very warm welcome to Old Reekie, Edinburgh. We've got a beautiful day for the Believe in Scotland Rally.
It's great,
and
isn't
it's
it?
Lovely to be here. And thank you very much for all the work you girls are doing.
Oh, well, that's all right, yeah. So we're hoping for a good result off this election.
Yes.
Look, let's assume that whatever the majority is, there'll be a majority pro-independence in Holyrood.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
what would you like to see happen as regards pushing for independence at that point?
I'd like to see us at a fork in the road. For too long now, we have voted for people to be in the Parliament on the mandate of Scottish independence. We understand there's education, there's health and so many other things, especially at this time of need when people are absolutely, basically, basically skint and need a lot of help. We know that these things must be dealt with. I believe that in an independent Scotland, we should be able to use our money wisely. You know, we are thrifty here in Scotland. We are very thrifty, and we can make a penny stretch very far. Why don't we make the money and pennies, hundreds of thousands of millions of pennies, so stretch a lot further.
So that
and
money a mickle makes a muckle.
Absolutely, and going to the right places.
Yeah. I just kind of think there's been a majority in Holyrood for years now, and Westminster just keeps saying no. I suspect they might try that again, but eventually. You know, if in the polling it was up mid-50s towards 60, surely at that point. I
think once again the people will speak for at the election, and sometimes I don't want to sound despondent, but sometimes we can all be 90-minute Scots. But what we really have to be is 365, 24/7 Scots and push for independence all the time, not just when it suits us at elections. We need to be on the ball all the time.
So if we get to a civil disobedience stage in the independence campaign, you up for that?
Well, as a pacifist and a silent pacifist at that, I don't do violence in any sort of way. But I'd be quite happy to chain myself to something.
Yeah, no, so would I. Don't mind if I end up with a police record. In fact, it would be a badge of honour.
I wouldn't chain myself to a unionist, though.
I know. Really nice chatting to you.
Thanks
you so
for
much.
doing
that.
Thank
you. You come far yourselves?
Broxbourne.
Oh yeah, not too far.
Not too far.
Yeah. What are we going to do after this? Sort of ask Mr. Starmer for a referendum, or do something a bit more radical?
Well, I don't think it's a time for doing anything too radical at the moment, but I think we should definitely be pushing for the independence, an independent referendum, and demanding it, really.
Yeah. The trouble is, they've just said no up till now, haven't they?
Well, they'll just have to say yes. Yes.
I think the same, actually. I think the more the kind of support for independence grows, the more difficult it is for them to carry on saying no.
They'll say no as long as they can.
Yeah. So are you optimistic for the result of this election?
I think so. I mean, who knows? As long as Reform don't get in, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I know.
We need to crush them.
Well, they seem to be falling over a bit on their own at the moment, actually. But Yeah. Looks like pretty certain there's going to be a fairly big majority pro-India. I mean, it might not be all SNP, I suspect not, but plus the Greens, it'll be pretty big.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So what would you want Scott Gov to do kind of immediately to start pursuing independence?
To improve the food system so we have organic food.
Yeah.
We've only got 2% cover of organic farms at the moment in Scotland, and other European countries have got up to 25%, Austria more than 30%, and we're only at 2%.
Yeah.
And we need good food because there's going to be with what's going on in the Middle East, there's going to be food shortages.
Excuse me, are you visitors here?
Yes.
What do you think of all this?
Oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah? Where are you from?
Canada.
Oh well, that's that's Western Scotland.
It's Western Scotland. Fantastic. What do you think of all this?
Me and a friend have been running this podcast for 3 years, all to push for Scottish independence. I mean, that's the main thing Scotland needs to get doing. But we get the impression there's a fair amount of sympathy for that in Canada.
Well, we just asked for our independence over and over again politely, and it only kind of half worked. But I imagine there's quite a bit of sympathy. Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
But it's impressive, the culture and just the pride.
Well, it is a march for independence, but it's also about our culture. It's about our language, and it's about what kind of land we want to live in, and we don't want it to be told what to do from London any longer.
Understandable.
Yeah. Whereabouts in Canada?
British Columbia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Have you been?
Once.
Okay.
Yeah, smashing. Felt very much at home.
Yeah, well, I feel pretty at home here.
Yeah, that's good. Well, have a good trip.
Thanks so much.
Nice to chat to you.
Good luck with things.
Yeah, thank you. I've just bumped into Cole Merrick, who is standing for Holyrood for the SNP. Might end up being my MSP, because the man just behind there is the one that's standing down. Do you like coming out on these marches?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. There is no doubt about it. Their independence is alive, and the people are willing to get that over the line this time.
So how are you going to get it over the line? I mean, there's going to be a majority. I mean, of whatever type, there'll be a majority down there. Maybe quite a big one.
Well,
so how will you get it over the line?
Well, UK law is based on precedent. So we've had an independence referendum a generation before 1 million new people haven't had a chance to vote. So that precedent has been set. You cannot continually deny democracy, and polls are showing us that we're always ahead at this time. So it's impossible for any nation to keep another nation down. We keep prosecuting our case, we keep making the point, and we don't get tired. And that's what those that would put us in our box do not like.
Yes, I know.
We're not going to get tired.
So listen, good luck in the election.
Thank you very much, Marlene. It's lovely seeing you here today, as it is everywhere.
I was on that lovely podcast.
Just pleased to be here.
Oh, absolutely. And this is a march that's it's not really a protest. It's about celebration. We're celebrating our culture. We're celebrating our history, and we're looking forward to a positive future that independence can bring, because we need all these powers to be able to realise our own destiny.
You should have persuaded the whole...
Self-determination.
Yeah.
Every nation deserves it's not deserve, it's a right.
Exactly, absolutely.
Let's assume you get voted into Holyrood.
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. There'll be a big majority pro-Indy.
Yeah.
It might not be all SNP, but there will be, right? So, what do you want to happen first to start pushing that agenda?
Well, I think it's really important that we drum up our support internationally as well. I think, fighting it locally is not enough. And by locally, I mean within the UK, because they're never going to give us an independence referendum. We need people on our side, on a national level. So I'd like to see, sort of a civic campaign movement that's led by the grassroots as well as politicians, but the grassroots should be leading it, because I think I want everyone to know on the world stage that it's the people of Scotland that want independence, not just the politicians.
Absolutely.
So,
Welcome to your first embassy in Jakarta in Indonesia.
Oh, brilliant!
Because in our constitution, actually the preamble is saying Self-determination is the right of every nation. That's why we give a solidarity.
Oh,
for
brilliant.
all.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Indonesia, but I've been living here more than a decade.
Yeah.
And I've been also working on self-determination of East Timor.
Oh, yes.
Imagine.
Yes.
So to me, it's not a new case. All right.
She's fantastic. Let's assume New Holyrood, big majority of whatever sort for independence. What would you like ScotGov then to do?
I think to demand that Westminster recognises democracy.
See you later on.
Because if that number of people want independence after nearly 20 years of parties supporting independence being voted, it actually does represent the feelings of people of Scotland.
Yeah.
That they want democracy, and I think Keir Starmer has to be challenged on that.
And if Keir Starmer says, nah.
Well, I think there are some moves with United Nations and other agencies to try and put some pressure.
Simon.
Hello.
I mean, last time we talked to you were standing for a council seat down
I was in Stranraer.
You were in Stranraer, yeah. And here you are in Edinburgh.
Yes.
Great. Yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh, brilliant. I enjoyed watching your show this morning with Craig Daliel. That's a very good reason for Scotland to become independent.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Yeah.
I want Westminster to give us our referendum. They say you're not going to have one until it's been a generation. But there's 1 million people now who couldn't vote in 2014, Scottish people, out of our 5 million population. It's time.
It's time.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, great.
How you doing?
Fantastic, yeah.
What a day.
Yeah,
what a day to be marching, isn't it?
You did well.
Exactly.
It was raining in Glasgow.
Well, this is it. Welcome to Edinburgh. Welcome to our city.
Yeah.
What a vibe today. I think it's going to be a fantastic day, fantastic march, great vibes.
You optimistic about...
Incredibly optimistic. But also, look around you. You've got people from all ages and stages, and this is exactly what we want. Independence. No longer a colony, Absolutely. Let's go for it.
Well, hopefully you're going to be taking your seat down the road.
Yes.
Soon. That'd be great. We're looking forward
fingers
to
crossed. Fingers crossed. We can only get hard work.
So let's say there's a fairly big majority for it, and Westminster says, yeah, so what?
It's the will of the people, and then
how do we take that forward?
Absolutely. So this is what the First Minister has set out. We have set the precedent when we had a majority in Scottish Parliament, and it's the letter of the law that we were following. But also, if Westminster keeps denying us, they need to explain to us a legitimate way forward, and this is a legitimate way forward. If we get a majority, then we have precedents to do this again. I know, just hear the atmosphere, it's electric.
It is electric.
Keir Starmer should be here and witnessing this.
I wish. That would be great, actually.
Wouldn't it?
Well, look, good luck with all
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Back at the front of the line again, Leslie. Hello. Hi, Julian. Scottish Independence Podcast. Great joke on the last day down at Holyrood. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Just a wee bit of... Sometimes politics needs to be that wee bit light-hearted and very nicely. So.
Yeah, but it was gracious. That was the thing. That was what I really liked about it. It was great. Because,
He's done lots of really good stuff.
Yeah.
But are we gentle? Take the mickey. Never goes amiss.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's Brian Cox in front, next to the First Minister. Ross loitering behind, and Gillian's in front. There's Leslie. Holyrood Palace wonder what it'll be used for once we're an independent republic. So you in favour of independence?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, great.
It's through for Glasgow, got the Glasgow ones here.
Yeah.
12 years.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Coming, we need
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
I think people are getting it now when they see what's going on in the world, not even just in the UK
Well,
alone.
in the world, and also
everybody's struggling.
Also the UK. And I mean, the Labour government down south had been such a disappointment.
Well, they say one thing and do another.
I know.
How can you do that to
I mean, I
people?
can understand a lot of folk up here changed last year and voted
Yeah.
Labour. Fair enough. I mean,
Wanted
but
to
then,
change, yeah.
but then first thing they do is stop the winter payment, turn their backs on the WASPy women. You know.
Why do that? They should be accountable. They should be made accountable and say, well, you turned your back on everything, what you said, what you promised the people. You're working for them, for the people, not for yourself and the money that you get.
Yeah.
They should be say, if they do that, they should get put out. Should be a
I mean, you
clause.
can understand sometimes.
If you do bad at your job, do you get the sack or you get a warning?
I mean, and sometimes, circumstances means you really, really can't do something that was in a manifesto, but not all that stuff.
No,
I don't think
and the
so.
things that they do behind the back without consultation, that angers me so much. Even at a local level, come on, it's the people that'll tell you. Even roads, even a pathway, watch where the people walk. That's where you lay your path. It's so simple.
I know, it's simple.
Where did the brains go?
I know. So do you think you think down in Holyrood there, just behind you, we're going to end up with a pro-independence. I mean, it might not be all SNP, I think, but it'll be a lot of Greens.
It's pulling more people together.
Yeah, it is.
And collectively, they can do it. Look what the Greens have done.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah, I know.
Because people think it's all the SNP that have done stuff. And they get blamed for everything, all the bad stuff anyway. But the Greens have done a heck of a lot. But the policies are a wee bit different. And people say, one, that. You can't please all the people all of the time. But come on, give and take. Work together, do it together, collectively we can do it.
Yeah.
And if you want to argue about it after, knock yourself out.
Yeah, I know. It's like your friend was saying, it's like when we come together,
it's a nation.
It's much more stronger.
We're a strong people, everybody loves us, they go over the world, they love Scottish people.
I was chatting to a couple of Canadians up on the Royal Mile. And I said, where are you from? And he went, Canada. I went, oh, Western Scotland then.
Yeah, well it is. Cousins are all over there.
So if we ever get to the stage where we've got a load of pro-ND folk down in Holyrood and Westminster going, nah, and we get to a civil disobedience part of the campaign, you up for that?
Aye, totally, 100%, 110%.
I'd quite look forward to it.
Well,
There's a bit of me goes,
my legs are working, my brain's working.
Carry on saying no, because then you'll see what you're up against.
I'll go in a car, somebody pushing me, I'll be there to the very end. I'll be on my deathbed going, independent. No, I want it before then.
Yes,
my children, my grandchildren, and everybody, we need it.
Yeah,
a rich country. Come on. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we're doing it.
Please welcome a renowned civil rights lawyer who's always standing up for those denied power. Please welcome Amar Anwar! Brothers and sisters, no politician with a greater respect, whether it be the First Minister or many of the politicians who are here today, really know what the future holds for us. But anything must be better than the decades of austerity we have faced and are now being told to expect. The last time they urged us to vote not to save the UK, to vote against independence, they claimed they wanted to build a land of opportunity for all. But the reality for millions is one of economic misery, and every general election, the bookies speculate on who will win the election, but it's always clear in Scotland who the losers will be. The pensioners, the sick, the poor, the unemployed. People should ask the simple question, who actually runs this country? Why should we take lectures about the irresponsibility of independence from the very people who nearly destroyed the UK economy out of their unrestrained greed? Why should a handful of men be able to threaten the future of entire nations from £100 million yachts? The unionists have spent years rubbishing Scotland's economy. But an impartial observer might ask the question, if Scotland is such a basket case, why are they so desperate to keep it as part of the United Kingdom? Yet after 300 years of the Union, Glasgow has 6 out of 10 of the most deprived areas in the UK, where some 51% of our children live in poverty. Life expectancy for males in parts of Scotland is the worst in Western Europe. Today, the stakes are higher than they have ever been. In each European country, mainstream politicians have engaged with ideas once relegated to the margins of fascism. Election campaigns, including in this country, are being fought with the lives of men, women and children, and a toxic combination of inhumane laws, public ignorance and hostility has bred despair, has bred contempt and fear. Even if the victims of war and famine manage to get to Great Britain, they face hunger, they face homelessness. We have a barbaric system in Westminster that allows for little hope, scapegoating the weakest. The pictures 80 years ago of the emaciated corpses in the gas chambers of Auschwitz, Birkenau, Treblinka warns us of what happens when we look the other way. One only needs to switch on our TV screens, to scroll through our social media, to see the civil wars, to see the genocide in Gaza, to see the racism, to see the misogyny, the homophobia, that starvation and torture is still the norm. Refugees fleeing war, poverty, persecution and disasters aren't a drain on the resources of this country. But it suits those at the top to pump out the myths that migrants in boats are the problem, rather than the rich in their super yachts. I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician, nor am I in any political party, and there is nothing more than I care about in this world than my children. But a vote for an independent Scotland must be a means for a bigger dream. That dream is bigger than any party, it's bigger than any individual, it's bigger than any leader. But there is one cast iron guarantee I can give you if we were independent. The people who live in Scotland will finally make the decisions that affect Scotland. Westminster will no longer have the right to dictate what we should think, no longer have the right to dictate what we should think, what we should create, what we should produce. We will no longer be told we cannot govern ourselves. From warfare to welfare, from employment to foreign policy, from cradle to grave, we will have the right to decide our own destiny. I want a Scotland that stands as a beacon for human rights around the world. I want a Scotland that rails against illegal wars. I want a Scotland that stops Prestwick being used as a staging post for rendition and US bombers. I want to live in a nuclear-free Scotland, and I want a justice system that is worthy of a civilised society. It's about the future of our children, of our children's children. It must be about whether Scotland will put people before profit, whether Scotland will send people to die in illegal wars, whether we will have a publicly owned health service and look after our old. That dream should be about the ending of poverty and inequality and standing up for humanity. Over the years, as a lawyer, I have repeatedly been told by my peers and my elders so many times that there is no point, you cannot fight the system. But all the things we take for granted in this country, the right to vote, the right to equality, the right to be gay, the freedom of religion, freedom from slavery, all these were once considered impossible dreams. But there is one freedom that we are still denied, and that is to be an independent country. And as I look around the world today, a system that can rustle up hundreds of billions of dollars to incinerate people in Gaza, in Beirut, in Tehran, but never to feed them. It's not political naivety to demand that in a new Scotland, we must demand that the billions that go to death and destruction must build a new life. Those billions should lift the wages of ordinary people. They should give them jobs, build new hospitals, and give hope to our youth. We do not have the luxury of waiting. We can win, but we can only win if we are never scared to raise our voices for the truth. Thank you.
Our next person up on stage is a poet, Faye Dundee, a Scots writer, a playwright. She is part of the grassroots cultural revolution that is showing how confident the younger generation is, how able we are to represent ourselves and to express ourselves in Gaelic, in Scots and English. Please welcome to the stage, Taylor Dyson!
Thank you so much for having me today. It's really great to be here and to continue the discussion and the push for an independent Scotland. As Ali said, I'm a writer Faye Dundee and grew up speaking in broad Dundonian Scots. My whole family spoke in Dundonian Scots, or what we would call Ore. I don't know if any of you ken that. And like many of us, we grew up thinking it was a bad thing, and I think a lot of people here can relate to that. It made us less than, and for too long, people across this country have felt this way. It's a discussion I've had time and time again with people from or Scotland, all ages, generations. But I think that we're at a point now where we could start celebrating the uniqueness we have. Our culture, our art, our languages, Gaelic, Scots, English, those vital things reflect our place in the world, our national identity. We have such a thriving art scene already, as we've seen already today, and I often think if we were independent in Scotland, it could allow us to have more representations in our languages, more diversity, more working class representation, and an even more thriving culture. Scots is incredible. It encapsulates so many dialects up and down the country, and it's not just about celebrating amazing artists of the past like Burns. It's a living, breathing language with multiple artists, poets, teachers, everybody working in it. So let's keep up the chat and push for what an independent Scotland could be. This is obviously only one small thing, but our language, our culture, are our history, our present and our future. So now I'm going to do a wee Dundee Scots poem about my great-granddad. He came over here from Poland just after the Second World War, and this is called Hope for a Better Future, which I think we could relate to right now. He worked a day and into the night. 14 bairns to feed and a wife to keep. Seen things nae Sybil should see, ending up in a scheming bonny Dundee. Crumpled into a council twa bed, a garden to grow beetroot, rhubarb, a pigeon shed. Frae a sma town in Poland to Fintry, after war and losing his family. I never kent him, never heard his voice, but picture him clearly. Visited his grave as a baron, looked at the few photos, noticed his appearance past to generations, memorised his face so imprinted in my brain. He swore like a sailor, frustrated with a local tongue, couldn't quite get his mouth round the words. Polish to Dundonian, then English. There was a Polish club back then, next to where I live now. They'd socialise with other families in the same boat, a proper community of folk torn away from their homes and building new ains. He started a family, say big, say o'er that there's folk in near every corner of the world. He was a widower in Poland, father to one daughter displaced to Dundee, this town that breaks our hearts and fills it up. Did his heart sink when he arrived? Did he look out o'er the tay and wish for what could have been? Did he ever look back or just look forward? I think sometimes we should look to the times of yore, honour ancestors, what it took for them to live, blessed for some of the things they passed down. Cheekbones, recipes, words, love and hope. Hope. I think he must have had hope after ahin that passed. Hope for a better future any of these days. Thank you so much.
Next up, we've got two phenomenal speakers, the new younger faces of the political leadership in Scotland. Please welcome Gillian Mackay and Ross Greer, MSPs.
My goodness, there's even more of you from up here than it felt down there. Thank you all for being with us. We're so proud to be here with you on behalf of the Scottish Greens. I'm proud to see so many people here today, and I'm proud to be part of this march for democracy, because that's what independence is about. It's about democracy. It's about making our own decisions. It's about being able to do things differently. It's about recognising that the best people to decide what happens in Scotland are the people who live here. Why should we be forced to choose between a far-right Reform Party and a Labour Party that's punished disabled people with cuts and armed Israel's genocide against Gaza? Not even Anas Sarwar thinks that Keir Starmer is fit to be Prime Minister, so why should we have to put up with him? We can do so much better than that, and there is no time to waste. Every day that we're in Parliament, we're coming up against the limits of devolution. Whether it's raising wages, cutting bills, or protecting our environment, we're constantly told that we can't do it. We're told to accept that we don't have the power or the right to change things. We're told to accept that the most important powers will always be at Westminster. Well, I don't accept it. I don't accept that there will always be poverty, or that we need to scapegoat and demonise people who've chosen to make a home here. Scotland is a welcoming country, and one that can make our own decisions. We could be a voice for peace, justice and human rights, and for our planet. We could reject the hostile anti-immigrant environment whipped up by Westminster parties. We could stand up for ourselves and stand up to Donald Trump and his attacks on Iran. We could decide to be a republic where our leaders are elected rather than inheriting their position. But we can only do any of these things with independence. Without it, we'll continue having the biggest decisions made for us by people who don't listen to us and don't care what we think. We were lied to in 2014. We were promised so much, and instead we ended up with Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, and a Brexit that Scotland voted against. We can't let that happen again. We need to speak to our friends, speak to our neighbours, speak to the people who have changed their minds and build the biggest and strongest movement that we can. I'm here because I believe that we can do better. We're here because we believe in our right to self-governance. We're here because we believe in our right to do things differently. I'm here because I believe our future should be decided by the people who live here. I'm here because I believe in Scotland. It's time to demand better, it's time to stand together, and it's time to stand up for Scotland. Thanks so much, friends. I'll now pass over to Ross.
Thank you all so much for coming out today, and what a brilliant day it is for us. Almost every single time we have one of these marches, the sun is shining. I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign that someone somewhere wants us to achieve our goal. And friends, we are here because we all believe. We believe in Scotland. We believe that this can be a fairer country, a more just country, a country that plays a peaceful and constructive role in the world. And you know, that's why the unionists get so wound up by us. We are all here because we have hope for the future of our country. And they cannot offer any alternative to the hope that comes with independence. Every day for the last 10 years, I've had to share a parliament with politicians who get up every day to say what Scotland can't do, to say what Scotland shouldn't do, to say that we should get back in our box, that our dreams, our optimism for the future should be smaller. Well, we're here to say that we have had enough of that. Our dreams for this country couldn't be bigger. We know that Scotland can be better than a country where the top 2% have more wealth than half of the population combined. We know that this can be a country that's better than one where 1 in 5 children are in poverty. And with the limited powers that our Parliament already has, we've shown the people of this country the value of Scottish self-government. It is because of our movement, because this is not just a movement for an independent Scotland, but a fairer Scotland. It's because of this movement that Scotland is right now the only country in the UK where child poverty is already falling rather than going up. Because the energy for progress in this country sits exclusively with our movement. The politicians on the other side, the parties on the other side, they're not coming up with the solutions to the problems that we face. They don't want us to solve them. As Gillian said, we can all think back to 2014. We were told, vote no, it's the only way to stay in the European Union. Don't vote for independence, your energy bills will go up in an independent Scotland. Well, we've seen what more than a decade of staying in the Union looks like after 2014. It's not the future that the Unionists promised us. That's why independence is now the position of a majority of people in this country. So over the next 40 days before the election, there's a challenge for our movement, whichever parties in the movement we're all from or whichever parties you all support. There is a challenge for our movement. How do we inspire the people of this country? How do we inspire even more people to believe in Scotland, to believe that this country's future is best placed in the hands of the people who live here? In 40 days' time, we have the opportunity to do something that we've never managed to do before. We have the opportunity to do what a poll just this week showed is possible, to get a 2/3 supermajority for independence elected. We can show Keir Starmer, we can show the entire Westminster establishment that the people of this country are ready to take its future and put it into our own hands. We are ready to unleash the vast potential of this country. I believe that Scotland not just can be a better and a fairer place. I believe that with independence, we will soon be that better, fairer country, that country that unleashes its full potential. Friends, I am ready for Scotland to be an independent nation. Are you? Thank you all so much for coming out today. Let's do it. 40 days to go. He is a Golden Globe winner. He is an Emmy winner. He's an Olivier winner. And he is, most importantly, Dundee's ambassador to the world. Please welcome to stage Mr. Brian Cox.
Hi, how are you? You having a good time? Good. Listen, I've come very late to all this. You know, I've been ploughing my own furrow for many years now, so I didn't realise how much Scotland meant to me, how deeply it means to me. And it's really come to me in my later life. But I feel it's time that we were free. We are not free. And we are the people who will make it free. And it's up to you to do it. We've been treated like the poor relation for long enough, quite frankly. We really have. And it's time we showed who we are and who we are as a people. I mean, I can't get out of my system. I am a Scot. I'm even a Dundonian, would you believe? But there you go. I was the only one who understood her poem, by the way. Nobody else did. But it's just amazing to me that to see you all here and to know that we all share the passion. And it's not about parties, it's about people who want a free Scotland. And that's what we have to get. So get out there, get your neighbours and say, get out voting and make this country free. Thank you.
John Swinney! What an absolutely magnificent sight this is on Calton Hill. The voice of the people of Scotland demanding our independence. This march is so important, and I want to thank Believe in Scotland, Gordon McIntyre Kemp and everyone involved for giving us this opportunity to say loud and clear throughout Scotland to the international community, Scotland is ready for independence and it is coming now. We're a country of good values. We believe in compassion. We believe in dignity. We believe in the respect of other people. We believe in equalities. We believe in human rights. We're against illegal wars. We're in favour of peace around the world. That's who we are as a country. But the United Kingdom stops our voice being heard on the international stage. And I want it to be heard loud and clear that Scotland is a country that believes in peace. We abhor nuclear weapons. We abhor war around the world. We are a country that believes in peace and equality and fairness, and we will be that independent voice in the days to come. I am proud to lead a government in Scotland that is reducing child poverty, that's improving the lives of people in our country. But we are held back by the decisions of Westminster, where in an energy-rich country, our people live in fuel poverty, paying sky-high fuel bills. That's the fault of the United Kingdom, and we must take Scotland's energy wealth into Scotland's hands with independence. And we are at a moment where we must make this happen for the future of our country, for the future of our children and our grandchildren in Scotland today. So we have an opportunity in the weeks to come in the Scottish election of making sure that Scotland's voice is heard and that Scotland's future is taken into Scotland's hands. So I say to every one of you, this is a moment for action. This is a moment to take the marching that we've done together in solidarity, in a sense of community that we've all enjoyed today, out into the streets and communities of Scotland to make sure Scotland's voice is heard on the 7th of May. Now we've got colleagues from other parties here today, and they will make their pitch for how people should vote in the election. But as leader of the Scottish National Party, let me make it clear. I want an overall majority so I can take Scotland's future into Scotland's hands. Friends, we've come a long way as a movement. We've come so close to winning independence in 2014, and since then, the public have seen the rip-off of our energy bills. They've seen Scotland ripped out of the EU against our will. They've seen our name been taken in vain in the international community, and we've had enough. So let's take our opportunity on the 7th of May. Let's stand together. Let's get that emphatic SNP win, and let's take Scotland's future into Scotland's hands and win our independence. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can click the little bell and you get a reminder whenever we put out a new episode, which is every Friday.
And sign up for our mailing list. You can do that from the website, and we always send one out at the beginning of each month to tell you what's happening. Last but not least, you can buy us a coffee on coffee.com.
And we'll catch you later. Bye now.